Hello everyone! Rimac Technology is quite well known of being a supplier for high-performance battery systems for electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles, but many people don't know the other things that we are doing. And today we are going to focus on them, on the powertrain systems that we are making, ECUs and control systems. So starting with the powertrain systems, we have different configurations here, and we will start with the simplest one, which is a single motor unit. So here we have the rear inverter and motor of the Bugatti Tourbillon, which is a hybrid car. So in the front, the Tourbillon has two electric motors, and in the rear, one that works in conjunction with the combustion engine and an 8-speed double-clutch transmission. The special thing about this powertrain system is extremely high power density. So this inverter can provide up to 400 kilowatts of power from just 7 kilograms of weight. And it works together with this electric motor that gives 320 kilowatts of power from just 20 kilograms of weight. And then we can see how this scales. So this single inverter is now here a double inverter, but it's not just stacking two of these single inverters in one box. It's a very integrated unit because it has double the power but not double the weight. So from 7 kilos we go to 11 kilos, from 400 kilowatts to 800. And the way we do that, as we can see here, inside of the inverter, it's not two separate inverters in one box, but one big PCB, one single controller, and one DC link for both inverters, for both motors. That's why we have this high level of power density. Going now from a single motor application to two quite different dual motor applications. So both of these e-axles have two motors each, and both of them deliver 640 kilowatts of maximum power each, but one weighs 80 kilos, the other one 132. So you could ask yourself, how can it be that they have the same power, one is a lot lighter than the other? But it's because they are very different applications. This is the front axle powertrain of the Bugatti Tourbillon, which is a hybrid hypercar, and front wheels usually have a lot less grip than rear wheels have, while this is a rear axle application for a big and heavy SUV and sedan. So here you need a lot of torque and not so much speed. Here you need a lot of speed and not so much torque, but you also need power. Plus, additionally, you have some different requirements when it comes to packaging. So here we didn't have space for large diameter motors, so we were constrained by the space we had. But in order to get the power we needed, the motors spin very fast, 24,000 RPM. Here we need a lot more torque, so the motors are bigger diameter, but it also means lower RPM, so 17,500 RPM. The interesting thing is that this powertrain with 7.9 kilowatts per kilogram is the highest power density powertrain on the market, while this one with 4.8 kilowatts per kilogram has a lot less power density, but it has 79 newton meters per kilogram, which makes it the highest torque density powertrain on the market. So this one is the highest torque density powertrain on the market, this one the highest power density powertrain on the market. Talking about RPMs and torque and so on, it's maybe a little bit confusing because sometimes manufacturers are giving torque of the motor, which is basically not so important because you can have different kinds of ratios between diameters and different kinds of gear ratios. What matters is torque on the wheels and speed on the wheels. So these two motors, they spin 24,000 RPM, but they have 240 newton meters each. Then we have a 6.1 gearbox ratio, so we have 3,900 RPM on the wheels maximum, which is over 500 kilometers per hour for this car. Again, a very special application. You don't need that in every car, but in this particular case we need it. But only 3,000 Newton meters at the front wheels. But that's enough for this application because as a car accelerates, especially a high performance car like this, it transfers the weight to the rear, so the front wheels have less grip, they are a little bit lifted up, so that's all the torque we need. This one, with its 17,500 RPM, has 550 Newton meters per motor and then a 9.5 gearbox ratio, delivering 1,800 RPM maximum to the wheels, so basically about half of what the Bugatti axle is doing, so half the wheel speed. But in this case, also the car has a bigger wheel, a bigger tire, so it's also a different ratio in the end, the whole ratio from the shaft of the motor until the ground, until the tire of the car, with 10,500 Newton meters at the wheel, which is extremely high power for the rear axle, but it's needed because it's a big and heavy car. So same components, same inverter, similar architecture of the system, same power, very different applications. And that's the benefit of the system. We can adapt the system to different applications very quickly by reusing the principles, reusing the key components like the inverter, and then adapting it for a given application, be it a supercar, be it an SUV, be it a sedan, or any other application. It's one thing to have power and torque, another thing is what you do with it. Things like traction control, torque vectoring, it all makes the system work and gives additional value to the customer, additional benefit in terms of performance, drivability, safety, and that's where our ECUs come in. Here we have a few examples of different kinds of ECUs. This one was the standard system that you used in the Nevera, and we had around 20 of these, where each one was more or less doing one thing and controlling one system. And that's, let's say, an old architecture. While now we have changed to zonal ECUs. So this is a zonal ECU that we use in the Bugatti Tourbillon, where 20 of these, let's say, old units were replaced with 3 of these zonal ECUs. Zonal means each of these ECUs controls its zone. And in the case of the Tourbillon, that's 3 zones: front, center, rear. And those 3 ECUs control basically 80% of the functions of the car. You still have some separate ECUs for individual systems like airbags or ABS system, but these ECUs are controlling most of the functions of the car. We are developing the hardware and the software of these systems in-house, together with the functions like traction control, torque vectoring, interaction with regenerative braking and ABS, body functions, cooling systems, and all of that stuff. So these units can be applied to many different applications, to many different vehicles, not just in automotive, and we are providing those also for other manufacturers. This ECU is based on the NXP S32E platform with 800 megahertz of processing power, so very high performance for lots of different applications like torque vectoring, where you need a lot of fast processing power. And the reason why this ECU makes sense is for applications where you either develop a completely new car, or you are part of a bigger company, a bigger OEM, but you have a special project and don't want to depend on the slow processes of a big supplier or of the big OEM to do adaptations for that special vehicle. So with these systems, we can relatively quickly use the existing hardware and the software functionalities that you already have and apply it to your application and make it work quite fast, and you benefit from the experience we have from all the other projects already. Now you know a little bit more about what we are doing in Rimac Technology other than batteries, so our motors, inverters, gearboxes, ECUs, software, and all of that is available to you as well. So if you're interested, please go to our website, rimactechnology.com, and contact us. We'll be very glad to talk to you about your application.